Welcome back. The founder and senior pastor of the Commonwealth of Zion Assembly, Fatoyinbo, has been explaining his reasons for boycotting the investigation panel set up by the Pentecostal Fellowship of Nigeria, the PFN, over the rape allegation against him. A statement from his executive senior assistant, Ademola Adetuberu, says Pastor Fatoyinbo had clearly told the leadership of the PFN that he would not honor the invitation based on legal advice, and that he would rather await for the result of the police investigation on the matter. He explains that the PFN was already prejudiced and may not conduct an impartial session based on the press statement issued and personally signed by the PFN president, Bishop Felix Omobude, where the Koza senior pastor was publicly disowned without seeking his side of the story. Pastor Fatoyinbo's response is in reaction to a press conference organized by the PFN, where it declared the findings of its panel inconclusive due to Pastor Fatoyinbo's absence. The embattled Koza pastor is accused of rape by the wife of the popular musician, Simi Dakolo. The ancient town of Owo in Ondo State came alive today as the traditional rites for the official installation of the new king of the town were held. The new monarch, His Royal Majesty Ajibade Ogunoye, is a 32nd traditional ruler of the town. The chiefs from Iloro quarters performed the installation ceremonies, being the custodian of Owo tradition, as they came with the first king of the town, all the way from Ile-Ife, the cradle of the Yoruba race. Thereafter, prayers were offered for the new monarch and the town. The traditional rites will continue for 17 days until the coronation day, when the king will be crowned. The 53-year-old new Olowo was a permanent secretary in Ondo State Civil Service before he was elected as king.
You see, the Olowo had gone to perform about 4 operations today now, 4 rites. The first one in the morning will be before 6 a.m. The Yoruba call it Eri, that is deal. Okay? That title, 2 of them, he must hand them before becoming an Olowo, and he must hand them before sunset. So we did that. Then it now moved to where he will be installed as the Olowo for Gogongon. And that was done. Then at Arigidi, the Iloro people are the people that followed us from Ife when we were coming from Ife. They prayed for him, and then he did the Ite. So now, you see, when we left Ife, we stopped over at a place called Upefa. That's around Idonri. From there, we moved to the place where there's Imade College now. Before we finally move here, each of these things are guided by God divination. So we are going to feed Nigeria with tradition this year. We have shown the transition of our Oba. We are showing Nigeria today the installation of our Oba. On the 8th of September, we are going to show them how we crown our Oba.
Meanwhile, it is a lucky day for 10 persons who have been randomly selected as winners of different cash prizes offered at the Better Life Billionaire promo. The 10 winners were selected as raffle draw today in Lagos, and they're among other Nigerians who played the game.
Are you wishing?
As the drums roll out, 10 lucky winners are picked randomly from a draw electronically conducted at the Better Life Billionaire promo.
Now start praying. If you are the winner, then you are the winner.
A surprise call is made to the winners.
I'm happy to announce that you have won 5 million naira. Wow. Wow. How do you feel? Wow. You feel wow.
This is the first of 13 other draws that will be held, with 10 people winning 5 million naira each and 200 million naira at the grand draw.
How you can participate in the Better Life Billionaire promo. So we have 3 platforms available. We have the text to win, which is available for just only MTN users. You text BLB to 5453. Then we have the web platform with which you can access via the internet. That's www.blbpromo.com. And we also have the USSD platform available for MTN, Airtel, and 9 mobile users. Dial star 5453#, then follow the prompts, and you play through that process.
The promo is open to everyone and is targeted at alleviating poverty in Nigeria.
It's actually CSR based because we have the communities where we are going to provide facilities for. Of course, you know the deficit in infrastructure in Nigeria, so we want to plug in to that area. Now, the primary part, which is the Nigerians, especially those within what I call the oil polloi and what have you, we want to ensure that they are able to win a prize, okay, and of course better their life with whatever they have won instead of squandering it.
And these are some of the winners: Onumonu Chioma Vivian from Lagos State, Abiola Adeoye from Kwara State, Samuel Daudu from Lagos Oshodi, amongst others. The Better Life Billionaire promo is a novel initiative of NNB Capital and Investments Limited, a financial and investment advisory firm.
Let's get the day's latest business headlines from Anne Wawodo, who joins us now.
You First. First Bank.
Thank you, Amarachi. Welcome to Business News. The Securities and Exchange Commission, in collaboration with the Capital Market Committee, is appealing to the federal government to resolve uncertainties surrounding stamp duties, as well as the exemption of value-added tax on capital market transactions. The Acting Director General of the Commission, Ms. Mary Uduk, made this plea at the post-second quarter committee meeting briefing right here in Lagos. According to her, over 3.4 million units of shares have now been regularized from the multiple subscription of shares consolidation program of the Commission.
The Commission noted the challenges posed to the market over the uncertainty around the collection of stamp duties between FIRS and NIPOST. We informed the market of the SEC and karmic advocacy engagements with the Office of the Vice President and the Federal Ministry of Finance to resolve this issue. We expect this to be resolved very soon, as well as a request to exempt equities transactions from VAT payments. The Multiple Subscription Committee informed the meeting that the Committee of Heads of Banking Operations had agreed to collaborate with the Commission to display banners in banking halls all over the country, sensitizing the public on the regularization of multiple subscription of shares. Company secretaries of listed companies have also agreed to display similar information on their website and offices. So far, the regulation exercise has recorded the consolidation of over 3.4 million units of shares.
Export of Nigeria's 4 key crude oil grades, we're talking about Bonny Light, Bonga, Fatoyinbo and Forcados, are set to rise in October by 8,000 barrels per day, with a notable drop in Fatoyinbo from 253,000 barrels to 184,000 barrels per day. Now, traders are saying the planned maintenance on Buzzard Field in the North Sea, which is set for early September, may provide support for comparable Nigerian grades. Decreasing U.S. gasoline demand has weighed on Nigerian differentials in recent days, with offers for Bonny Light and Fatoyinbo sliding below $2.50 above the dated Brent. Meanwhile, the preliminary October loading program for more grades of Nigerian oil released today indicates about the same volume of export as the previous month. And still talking about oil, prices have fallen deeper today after China unveiled retaliatory tariffs, $75 billion worth of U.S. goods, marking another escalation of a prolonged trade dispute between the world's 2 largest economies. Brent crude futures dropped by 0.8% today to $59.40 a barrel, while U.S. WTI crude futures fell 2.1% to $54.17 a barrel. Both contracts were trading higher in early trade today. Meanwhile, comments from the U.S. Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell indicates that the U.S. economy is in a favorable place and the Fed will act as appropriate to keep the current economic expansion on track. And about 4 billion naira of gained by investors at the stock market today in 3 consecutive sessions. Investors are maintaining bargain hunting position for low-priced valued stocks. Edidiong Ewang has the details for us.
Hello and welcome to the Stock Market Report. After a battle for supremacy between the bears and the bulls, Friday's trading session ends the third week of August in the green, up by 0.62% on persistent bargain hunting for low-priced and high-value stocks. A look at this actual performance shows that the banking sector maintained the lead with another 2.74% rally driven by Tier 1 lenders GT, Zenith and Axis Bank, while consumer goods giants Nestle and Unilever added support to the sector's 1.07% increase. However, the insurance sector fell in negative territory on profit-taking in its key components. Now, this comes as Sovereign Trust Insurance contributed over 90% of the 1.23 billion shares traded in over 3,600 deals today, as 900 million of its shares changed hands 2 days after the deadline of its rights issue expired. And if you're just wondering who the top 3 gainers and losers are for the day, let's take a look at the screen. Well, that's the stock market report for the day and the week. I'm Edidiong Iwang.
Thank you, Edith, and we hope for better results next week. Meanwhile, renewed trade tensions between the United States and China has pushed stocks in Europe and on Wall Street lower today. President Donald Trump ordered U.S. manufacturers to move from the country. Let's see the figures for today. Thanks for watching Business News Tonight. Have a wonderful weekend. I'm Anne Nwaudu. It's back to you, Amarachi.
You first. First Bank.
Thanks, Anne. Still ahead on the news at 10. France tackles Brazil over the fires in the Amazon, and coming from our London bureau is Around the World in 5. Plus, in sports news, Nigerian women miss out of the Tokyo 2020 Olympics after losing to Egypt in the final of the table tennis event at the 2019 African Games. Please stay with us.